There's a lot of colors, I don't know where to go. See a lot of colors, only feeling blue. There's a lot of colors, lost within a haze. Don't rely on others.
We heard that Pearson Island was an incredible place to visit. As it was on our way across the Bight, we decided to make the 20-hour sail from Memory Cove near Port Lincoln. We arrived at 5 AM and were immediately struck by its wild and rugged beauty. From there we continued across the Bight for a further 4.5 days to arrive at Middle Island near Esperance. We'd made it. Now let's go back to the start of our trip across the Bight. We didn't know what to expect as we arrived at Pearson Island. We had heard it had been affectionately named by locals Jurassic Park. I'm sure arriving in the early morning added to this excitement.
I don't know how he saved it, but yeah, I think he's got something on the top there, so what do you do there?
It became evident fairly quickly that it wasn't not going to be easy to access the beach by boat, and it didn't take long before our fears were realised.
We were down last year on the, where we were before Lincoln there, so
A vigorous 1 metre dumping wave on shore, so it took skill, coordination and many hands to safely make a landing, which kinda worked out. Once we got our dinghies settled on the beach and safe, we set out to explore this magnificent island. Large chunks of granite, or one big piece of granite, and we slowly made our way up to the top and hoped we were on the lookout for a rock wallaby, which is endemic to this island. You can just imagine how wild and inhospitable this Pearson Island is in a Southern Ocean storm. Wow. This is the first part of our crossing of the Great Australian Bight. Now have a look at those sea conditions. We've only got 10 knots of true wind at about 120 degrees. So not going very quick, but anyway, we are sailing. What are we doing at the moment? Okay, we're doing 6.4 knots, not bad, or 9 knots true. A little bit of swell, about 3.5 meters, but it's at 10 or 11 seconds, so you can see it rolling in there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, it's not real easy. Big one, getting along nicely. Hoping for the breeze to pick up to about 15 this afternoon, but you can see like the clouds in the distance there. It looks like there might be a little front coming. It's supposed to get more around to the east this afternoon. At the moment it's southeast. Get round to the east and it will be right behind us. Great Australian Bight. Here we come, Western Australia. Much better than this. Our FLIR camera there, sitting waiting to do its job tonight. I really do love that thing. Here we go for a swim in the middle of the Great Australian Bight. How do you feel, Margie?
Cool.
Cool. She's going in.
Oh, quite a bit of current.
You keep me wondering, is our love strong? Just like a love song, baby, it's haunting me. Don't know what you're thinking, it's like I'm sinking deep underwater. Maybe it's harder for me. Oh, harder for me. Maybe we're over it, or maybe just lovers. Cause under the covers, baby, you're showing me how to be fearless, so no one can hear us. You're throwing the pillars through the
loved
floor.
it.
I loved it. It was great. I'm glad I did it.
First woman on sunrise to swim in the Great Australian Bight. So this is day 2 of the crossing of the Great Australian Bight, and we've all been for a swim. So beautiful, not too much sailing going on, but goes to show you at the right time of the year, and spend some time waiting for the right high to come across. As we all know, this time of the year the highs in Australia are down lower, so you get the top end of the high coming across the bight, so you get wind behind you, flat seas, and away you go. At the moment we're about in the middle of the high, and the wind is from the east. Yesterday it was from the southeast slightly, the start of the high. It's from the east at 8 knots true, so not much good trying to sail, but it does go to show to take your time and have a look at the weather, pick your time of the year. I can tell you there's lots of beauty down here. Some of these islands, I don't know, we were told they're like Jurassic Park. I think they're like the Galapagos, sea lions, endemic rock wallabies just to that one island, and all sorts of birds, turtles, fish, bluefin tuna, spectacular landscapes, blowholes. You know, it's big seas. There's still about 4 metre swells at the moment, but they're 14 seconds apart, so it's hard to work out. So glad we did this. So as we start our 3rd day of crossing the Bight.
Burgers and coleslaw for dinner.
Yeah, we had bangers and mash with some veggies last night, but tonight's tuna.
You can hear a couple of the guys we're sailing with. There's 4 of us making the crossing of the Bight. This is the start of our 3rd day. We've got 1 day to go. The conditions are unbeatable.
But just behind our boat a minute ago, a big school of, I don't know what kind of fish they were, jumped out of the water and they were staying out of the little fine fish, and they were solid white across the back like a wave break, but solid fish. And then right behind that, something big in the water corralling down, you can see them. I thought it was well, but it went well. That these big tunas are borrowed from something. You guys are going to be coming right back to keep an eye on.
That really is beautiful sailing. We've got the screecher out again. 12 knots apparent, doing 8.
I've actually already done that.
Got a little bit of swell behind us, not much, less than a metre, or maybe a metre. This is just unbeatable. Look at those seas. 4 of us over 3 days, and we're all within 5 kilometres, perfectly matched up boats. It's been a lot of fun. Really is a beautiful big sail. I love how we got it rigged. Endless line furler. Out there we can pull the furler in and out off the bowsprit. Back along these 2 lines here, 3 little guides on the rails. Quite a long endless line loop. We've rigged it up here with 2 pulleys where I can grab that line and run it at right angles straight in there to the main sheet winch. So one person can do it really easily. Grab a sheet line, grab a line on the other winch, let it in or out. This is the snatch block here, and when I am letting the sail out, I do take this line back to another snatch lock here on a bungee, just to keep the tension on the end of the line, so it just runs out smoothly. When I'm winching in, I need the extra length here to go around the winch 3 or 4 times. So unhook the snatch block off, lock it onto that one, and straight up and into that winch. Really good system, love it. Definitely heading west. Really nice food. So that's what 8 knots looks like out the back of the boat. There's not much swell. Oh, into our 3rd day of crossing the Great Australian Bight, and the sea conditions are still magnificent. We have 15 knots of breeze at about 150 degrees. Just running the screecher downwind sail. We don't need to go very fast because where we're going, Middle Island, is only 70 nautical miles away, and we don't want to get in there at midnight. There's lots of islands and bommies and uncharted areas, so just the 4 boats that are doing the passage, we've all slowed down to about 5.5 knots so that we get in there at daylight in the morning, as much as we don't want to do another night. It's far better than going into the unknown. There's no moon tonight, or a tiny little slither of a moon, but you can see the seascape state is still quite small. We've got about maybe metre and a half. It's mainly wind chop. We're just coming in over the continental shelf now. We've been out in 5,000–6,000 metres of water, and we're coming up onto 100–200 metres of water, so we've got a little bit of current against wind, but it's pretty nice. I've seen a few pods of pilot whales with one humpback jump out, splash. We've seen a seal or sea lion feeding a cub, just hanging upside down in the water. Got the fishing lines out, no fish. Anyway, we do have a fridge full of southern bluefin tuna, which is great. You can see there's a little bit of a roll there. We're surfing down a tiny little wave, but sea's behind us, wind's behind us, sea's flat, sky's blue. What more could you ask for? If you've noticed, my new fish cleaning table, it's on a bit of a pulley system. Slides up a rail here, nylon thing, drops straight down, a bit more than 2 metres long. Drops down to this height, top of the barbecue, and the old cleaning table with a pipe on it. Already christened it. Waiting to hear that ratchet go. Any moment now. Maybe not. So our last evening of crossing the Bight, and well, trying to slow the boat down. We're doing everything we can, including taking all the sails down. We've just got that tiny little bit of the Genoa up, and believe it or not, with 20 knots of breeze behind us, a little bit of current behind us, no swell, we're still doing 5.5 knots. We need to do about 4, so we get into this uncharted area around about 7:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock. So maybe we'll have to put a sea anchor out now. It's amazing. It's caught another nice southern bluefin. So we've had a delicious dinner. So here we come. We'd arrived very early in the morning, and when the sun had got up, we all jumped down our dinghies, came ashore and explored the pink lake and the beautiful surroundings. We are here! Lucky Bay! Bit of an event getting in with the dinghy again, but we did it.